chapter number 42, verse number 29, that it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has created the creatures in the heavens and the earth and has placed creatures in them. So Quran says there is life besides this earth. Today science hasn't proved there is life besides this earth. Scientists say there are high possibilities that life will be there besides this earth.
When men fight with one another and the wife of the one draws near to rescue her husband from the hand of him who has beaten him and puts out her hand and seizes him by the private parts, then you shall cut off her hand. This is in Deuteronomy 25:11-12.
Okay.
In the New International Version. What does that mean? That verse mean?
Okay, I want to ask you again. I don't mean to disrespect you again. Just you mention the topic. If I'm fighting with you, and your wife, she put her hand there in my private part, is that okay in Islam? Yeah. Is that okay for Muslim women to do?
You're bringing this into the Muslim. I'm asking you what that verse means.
I know. I'm explaining. This is my explanation. I'm asking you, is it okay? Are you saying to me, because what is your problem with the hadith? You need to tell me. I mean, with the verse. What is your problem?
You shall cut off her hand. So you cut off one.
Yeah. That's mean that a woman, she do such a thing. Obviously, she's a whore. Obviously, she have no respect. Obviously, she's a bad woman, because a woman, she respect herself. Okay, she want to help her husband. She could not find a place to grab the guy except his balls. So, are you saying to me, Mr. Bilal, that Muslim women, if I fight with a Muslim man now, his wife, she will be happy to grab me from my balls, and maybe she will bite it, and you will be saying to her, good for you, do it more. So you see here in the Old Testament that those are very conservative. This is very conservative verse saying a woman, she should not act like a whore. You don't grab a man from his private part. This is an extreme act. This is an extreme act of being filthy. Now I'm asking you, according to your religion, what is the penalty? What is the penalty for a woman she grabs someone else's balls?
My question, the topic that I brought, you're going to avoid it.
No, I'm not avoiding. I answer you. I just answer you. I'm asking you now. I'm asking you, what is the penalty of a woman she grabs someone else's balls?
It's a sin. There's no penalty.
Where it says that? Bilal, I challenge you to show me it's a sin.
Go ahead. I can send it to you right now.
Okay, I'm saying, what is the punishment? Show me. And what is the sin? Go ahead, guys. He's going to show me a verse in the Quran saying that if a woman, she grab a balls of a man, that is sin.
No, I'm talking about the Bible here. I
answer you about the Bible. I said to you, why? Because that will make the women very filthy. And to prevent people from being filthy, the punishment is extreme. I'm asking you now, how come...
So you guys cut hands in Christianity as well?
That is Judaism. And yes, we cut hands. Why not? Are you saying it's bad?
No, I'm just going with you here.
Okay.
No Christian ever told
if there's a law, you respect the law. You live in Saudi Arabia. The law says if you do something like this, or you steal, they will cut your hand, correct?
In Saudi Arabia, or you're talking about in general?
In Saudi Arabia.
I never seen anybody get that. I seen people
because
get their head chopped off.
Because in Saudi Arabia, if they cut the hand of every thief, they have to start from everybody. Everybody is a thief. But this is not the topic right now. So listen. So I ask you now, in the Bible, they are very conservative. A woman, she cannot do such an act. What if I show you in the Quran that a Muslim man, he can grab the vagina of a Muslim woman, and that is not even counted as a sin?
So you could cut off a woman's hand in Christianity. Can you behead them as well?
Well, I'm not saying we can cut off the hands of a woman in Christianity, because we don't practice the law of Moses. The law of Moses was given from Moses to the people of Moses, and I think you know that. But I'm saying to you, if I am a Jew, if I was a Jew in the time of Moses, this is the law, and we will practice the law. We will obey the law. So he is the when the king, he says, this is the law, this is what we should practice. We practice what the king says. If the Bible says so, we practice what the Bible says so. Now I'm asking you, how come we cannot find the same in the Quran? You Muslim, you claim to be conservative. We find that Islam is the most lousy religion. In the Quran, it says that if a man, he commits something, it's called al-lamam. This is not even a sin. Allah forgive it. It's not even, there's no punishment. And we read the story of a guy, his name is Nabhanu Tammar. This man, a woman, she came to him, to the store, and he said to her, go inside the store. Go inside the store and I will give you extra palm fruits. They are so good. And when they go there inside the store, he touched her everywhere. He had orgasm. He kissed her. He did everything. And then he went to the Prophet and he said to him, Prophet, I did with this woman everything except intercourse. Everything, Mr. Bilal. Do you know what your Prophet said?
What did he say?
He said, no problem. There's no punishment. There's no penalty. Allah forgave this sin. This is not even considered. Is that true, or I'm making things up?
I don't understand the context of that. I don't understand the place.
Well, here
time.
we go.
I don't understand.
It's chapter 53, verse number 20. Hold on, Bilal. Look what we discover. Look what we discover. Look what we discover. We discover that Judaism and Islam, they are no match. Muslim, they claim that following God, yet a Muslim man and a Muslim woman, they can grab the penis and the vagina of each other, even if they are married. And that is not considered as fornication. And it is not a big deal. It's a small fault. Read carefully. This is the Quran translation in front of you. I will give you the link. Here we go. And if you don't believe me, I can show you the interpretation for this. You will die laughing. So when the Muslims, they say to the Christians, Islam is a religion of being conservative, Islam is against sin, the fact is the opposite. In Judaism, you are the one who quote for me the verse. If a woman, and she is not grabbing the penis of the guy because she want to play with it, she is trying to save her husband. Imagine, she is not grabbing it because she is horny. She is grabbing the penis or the balls of the enemy. Still, they will cut her hand. In Islam, if a woman, she is married, and a man, he is married, and they touch each other vagina or penises, Quran describe it as a small fault. Explain to us how such a thing happened.
Okay, can I give you another verse?
Don't give me another. We have to finish this one first. I gave you one for one.
Okay, one for one. Okay, let me see. Okay, you want me to read it? Verse 32, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Those who avoid great sins and shameful deeds, only verily the Lord is ample in forgiveness. He knows He knows you well when he brings you out of the earth and when you are hidden in your mother's wombs. Therefore, justify not yourselves. He knows best who it is that guards against evil. Okay?
Okay, explain to me this verse.
Well, just explain to you it? Like, what do you mean explain to it? It's, okay, so it says here in Arabic, basically those who avoid great sins, kabair al-ithm, and fawashah, and to...
Bilal, I will help you. Read for me.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I will give you the interpretation. Read for us. I just gave it to you.
I did. And shameful deeds.
No. Read the interpretation. Read it in Arabic and translate. Let everybody laugh. And this is your Saudi Arabia website, official government website. So you cannot deny it.
You didn't send me a website.
Yeah, I sent you the part because the page is linked. Here we go. I sent you the link. I sent you the website. But I wanted to read because there is a long interpretation for the whole chapter. So I'm asking you to read that part.
Do you have an issue with this? Do you have an issue with the verse, or do you have an issue with the interpretation? Which one?
The verse, interpretation of the verse is the verse. So
No, it's
does it
verse.
say that this verse, does it say, my friend, does it say that Bilal, does it say that this verse came down as into the Arabic text? You can read in the website. This is the Saudi Arabia Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the university.
I don't know if the people are watching, but you can. Anybody can read this verse. It says, "Those who avoid great sins and shameful deeds."
Okay, except small fault. Only into small fault. Okay, what is al-lamam? Al-lamam is a guy was grabbing the vagina of a woman. A woman, she was grabbing a penis of a man. They were touching each other. Read with me the interpretation. Here we go. I'm not making things up for you, my friend. Here we go. It says here, إن هذه الآية نزلت في رجل كان يسمى نبهان التمار. This verse came down in a person, his name is Nabhan al-Tammar, and he have a store. He sell palm date fruits. A woman, she came to him, فجاءته امرأة تشتري منه تمرا. A woman, she came to him to buy from him a palm date fruit. He said to her, inside the store there is something better. And then when she entered, راودها, he wanted to have sex with her, but she refused. وانصرفت نبهان التمار. But then he went to the Prophet and he said, what exactly happened? He said, فأتى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وقال ما من شيء يصنعه الرجل إلا وقد فعلته إلا الجماع. So when he did that with the women, he did everything with her, everything except intercourse.
Okay.
The Prophet said, and then the Prophet says, maybe her husband doing
this is how he said it, right? Maybe his husband doing like that. That's how he said it.
Yeah, it says لعل زوجها غازٍ. Can't you read? Are you blind?
Yeah, it's not about being blind or not. You cannot debunk the ayah, so you go to interpretation.
No. You just said that. Does it say that? I said yes. Read it. لعل زوجها غازٍ. She is married. Her husband is doing. Her husband. Her husband. He joined ISIS to defend Muhammad. And then it says فنزلت هذه الآية. Do you see it? So the man, he did with the women everything the man he do, everything except sexual intercourse.
Okay.
So what? Okay.
Okay. I'm like I told you before. I am not going to take any interpretation that you bring me.
I'm not giving you interpret. This is your religion. This is not my interpretation. Why you are saying, my friend, why you are saying this is my interpretation?
Because, well, I mean, it's coming from you, like to me. I mean, I'm not talking about.
This is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. This is the interpretation of Al-Qurtubi. It's coming to me. That is funny. What does that mean? Al-Qurtubi now he work. Al-Qurtubi he worked for me now. He's a Christian.
Is America Christianity?
My friend, don't change the topic. So you are the one. Okay, look what happened, guys. Look what happened. In Islam, a woman, she can grab a penis of a foreigner man.
Wow.
There's no single penalty in the Quran or in the Hadith. It says there is a penalty. Can you show me?
Yeah, because our religion is the real merciful religion. It's not yours.
See, you are not answering. You are the one who showed me a verse from the Bible says if a woman grab the private part of a man, but he is the enemy, she is not grabbing it to touch it, to love, to have fun with it. She is doing that because she is defending her husband. They will cut her hand. Imagine how serious this crime is for the Jews. I'm asking you, how serious it is for a Muslim man if his wife, she go to the store and she hold the penis of the guy who owned the store and he touch her vagina. How serious such a thing is in Islam?
Okay. Are you a Sharia expert?
I am not.
Is there any country right now?
I am not a Sharia expert. I wash my hand from such a Sharia. There's no Sharia. How you can be? This is Sharia. This is Allah. This is Allah. What can when you're Muslim, you use the word Sharia? If there is Sharia in the Sharia, there's no law in the law. Look what this guy he said. The man, he is married. The woman, she is married. The man is touching her vagina. He is touching her boobs. He is touching her ass. And then the Prophet, he said to him, "Don't worry, be happy."
Don't worry, be happy. That's what he told him.
Read it. Okay, prove me wrong. Read it. Read it.
Be happy.
Read it. Read it. Read it.
Okay. Don't worry, be happy.
My friend, why don't read it?
What do you mean, my friend? Don't read it.
Why you don't read? You read it and translate. I will listen to
I
you.
read the verse for you. You told me verse for verse, and then you brought me interpretation. I never brought you interpretation.
I
of the
gave you
Bible.
a verse, and you said to me, you are the one who said to me what al-laman mean.
Yes. What does it
Okay,
mean in Arabic?
al-laman mean, you go and you grab a woman from her vagina, she is not your wife, and she is married,
That's not
and
what
she grab your penis, and you touch each other, as long as you don't have intercourse, that is al-laman.
I didn't know a word has that much meaning, man. That's crazy.
I know, but this is your interpretation, my friend. It's not me. This is you live in Saudi Arabia, don't you?
Oh yes, I do live
Okay,
in Saudi
this
Arabia.
website is owned by the king. This website is owned by the king of Saudi Arabia. Are you against the king now?
Yes, I am against anybody who does not truly follow
Bilal,
Sharia
take
law.
it back. They will arrest you. This guy, he just said he's against the king. Don't say that, my friend. They will arrest you in 2 seconds.
No, I'm against anybody who does not follow Sharia law. When it comes to Islam,
Okay,
no,
but this is the Quran interpretation. So the king is following the Sharia law. It says a woman, she went inside the store. The guy, he grabbed her from her vagina. He grabbed her everywhere. He did everything with her. He did not do intercourse. She refused to do intercourse, but she allowed him to touch her everywhere. And Muhammad, he said to him, don't worry, be happy, it's okay. So look what happened. You brought for us a verse from the Old Testament, thinking that you are going to create a okay, how you can explain that? We can explain it because this is a religion which is about faith, not just a religion created by a man. So they are very conservative. A woman, she cannot do such a shameful thing. But a Muslim woman, she can grab the penis of somebody else, and there's no penalty. And I am challenging you to show me. You can go right now and search in Google. What is the penalty of a woman, Muslim woman, she grab a penis of somebody else? What is the penalty of a Muslim man grab the vagina of somebody else? No penalty. No penalty. Can you show me? Because this is not fawahish. This is called laman. The man he told Muhammad, I did with this woman.
My friend Zuzu said. He said it means small faults.
Okay, so your prophet, he called a man playing with a married woman a small fault.
No, hold on a second. What does now in the small faults? What are the small faults?
The guy he explained. He said, I did with her everything.
I respected you, but there is
my friend. It is the interpretation and the interpretation in the front of you. It says, I did with her everything the man he do with the women. My friend,
I do not.
Does it say?
Interpretation.
No, you need the interpretation. It's not up to you.
It's not up to me. Why is it not up to me?
Because you are saying this is your interpretation when it is not mine. It's yours. You are the Muslim. This is what you teach in Saudi Arabia. This one, your son, he go to school. This is what they teach him to explain the verse for him.
Okay, fair enough. I agree with you. Fair enough.
Okay, so what kind of a religion, as long as you agree with me, what kind of God, he say a woman, she can do such a thing. She can touch a private part of a man he can touch her private part, and she can play with it, and this is a small fault.
Okay, so God didn't say that in that verse, but if you want to go with the interpretation, I'll say, oh, that's
okay.
Yeah,
so are you saying to me that the God, he did not say that in that verse, but you Muslim, you lie?
No, I'm saying small.
So why in the interpretation it says this is what it say what happened?
Mr. Prince, I said I do not know what small faults entails, and then you bring me a story.
Okay, the story is coming about your prophet being told.
Oh my God.
It's your prophet's story. It's not my story. Why you don't want to hear that? You see, you Muslims are ashamed of your prophet's story now.
No, it's not about a shame. We don't know what's authentic.
Is that the story? If it's not authentic, why it's in the Islamic website? Why is it not Qurtubi?
It's from Saudi Arabia, like they're the pillar of Islam.
Guys, listen. We don't know if it's authentic, but so why it's there?
You know how many lies on Christianity on the internet?
We don't know if it's authentic, brother. We don't know if it's authentic. So why it's there, guys? Brother, we don't know if it's authentic, brother. Like, come on,
It's normal.
how we know that this is authentic? You know, brother, there is no proof it's authentic. So, Nabhan al-Tammar, read carefully. This verse, I'm using Google Translation because Mr. Bilal, he refused to translate because he's ashamed of it. This verse was revealed about a man who was called Nabhan al-Tammar. He had a shop which he sold dates. And the woman, she came to him to buy date from him. And he said to her, there is something better inside the shop. And when she entered, the translation is not showing correctly, he tried to have sex with her, but she refused, which means she did not have intercourse. But then Muhammad, the guy, he went to Muhammad, listen. Then he went to Muhammad. So he came, listen, Abilal, let me read. So he came to the Messenger of Allah, and he said to him, there's nothing that a man does without having, except having sexual intercourse. So I did with that woman everything the man he do, everything except intercourse. The Prophet, he said, maybe perhaps her husband is going in a invasion for me. And then that verse was revealed. So it is al-lamam. So look what your Prophet said. It is, the lamam is, such is, as long it's less than intercourse, like such as a kissing, winking, looking, you know, if you do any of that, kissing, touching, looking, this is called al-lamam. So now, do you understand what al-lamam is? What you still don't understand?
Yeah, small faults. Yes, I understand.
Okay.
It means small faults. Yes.
So the man, he touch a woman, he kiss a woman, she touch him, she grab him from his penis, he grab her vagina, he grab her ass, and it's still, according to Islam, this is a small fault.
Interesting.
Exactly, interesting. So you see the difference in the Old Testament. If a woman, she grab a private part, and the purpose, imagine, we can't even compare. The purpose of that woman, she grabbed that penis, is not because she is filthy, because she is defending her husband. Still, they will cut her hand. In Islam, you send your wife, with my respect to your wife, she go to the store, a man, he invite her inside, and he touch her everywhere, and he have orgasm, but he don't have intercourse. That is called a small fault. So what is fornication in Islam then?
Fornication in Islam?
Yeah. As long as a man, he can touch a woman in her private part, he can have orgasm, she can touch him, she can kiss him, they can kiss each other. So what is fornication in Islam?
The penis entering the vagina.
Exactly, guys. Did you hear it? In Islam, the only thing is considered as a fornication is the penis